Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're diving into one of the most critical and often the most revealing steps in developing a successful social marketing program, formative research. Or, to put it in plain English, how do we figure out what the heck is going on before we go around trying to change anyone's behavior? So, why formative research? Formative research is exactly what it sounds like. It helps form your program. Before you start planning your program, you need to understand your target audience. Who are they? What are their needs, values, beliefs, daily routines? What motivates them or holds them back from doing the behavior you're promoting? Without this foundation, even the most beautifully designed program can completely miss the mark. What can formative research tell us? Great question. Formative research helps you uncover what the target audience currently knows, believes, and does. Existing threats or competing behaviors. Barriers that keep people from adopting the desired behavior. Benefits they might care about, which may not be the ones you'd guess. There are two types of formative research. You've got secondary and primary. Let's start with secondary research. This is the stuff that's already out there. It's research that someone else has done, thank you, someone else, or data you've already collected for other purposes. You might find this in academic or practitioner articles, government reports, census data or epidemiological studies, internal project evaluations, news stories, or even open source datasets. This can give you a great head start, but often you'll need to dig a little deeper. Next, let's talk about primary research. This is where you get your hands dirty, in the best possible way. Primary research is when you collect the data yourself, specifically to understand your audience and your issue. There are several common methods. Focus groups are a key form of primary research. The classic small group conversation. A focus group is planned, guided, but flexible. Think of it as hosting a dinner party, except instead of dessert, you're serving up discussion questions. Focus groups are great for generating ideas, identifying shared or conflicting attitudes, exploring reactions in a social setting. They're faster than doing a bunch of individual interviews, and the group dynamics can spark surprising insights. Tips for a great focus group. Choose participants who reflect your target audience. Use a clear question guide, but allow for flexibility. Make the setting comfortable. Snacks and a friendly facilitator go a long way. Be neutral. Don't nudge people toward what you want to hear. Be present, be professional, and yes, record it, with the participants' permission. Interviews are another form of primary research. If focus groups are like dinner parties, interviews are more like coffee dates. One-on-one, more personal, often more revealing. You'll want to develop a flexible discussion guide. Ask open-ended questions. Be curious, not judgmental. Interviews are especially useful when the topic is sensitive, so people might be reluctant to give their responses when others are present. Interviews are also helpful when you want to go deeper than a group setting allows. Generally, you want to develop a warm rapport with the person you interview, which means spending some time. A good interview generally takes about an hour and a half. This is the sweet spot that allows you to get to know each other without getting tired of each other. Surveys are another valuable primary research strategy. Surveys are like the Swiss Army knife of research, versatile, efficient, and easy to scale. You can use them to gather data on awareness levels, attitudes, reported behaviors, preferences, and motivators. You can distribute them online, on paper, in person, by text message, on social media, over the phone. Whatever works best for reaching your specific audience. Just remember, the quality of your survey depends on the quality of your questions. Clear, unbiased, and relevant is the name of the game. Also remember that people aren't always honest, especially if they are afraid the answer may make them look bad. Be careful to word your questions so it feels there are no wrong answers. When writing survey questions, here are some tips. No compound, double-barreled questions. This means Make sure you are asking only one thing at a time. Don't say, "Do you like walking and running in the park?" What if they like walking in the park but not running? They won't know how to respond. Instead, you would turn this into two separate questions. No leading questions. Leading questions make it clear that there is a right answer and guide participants toward it. An example of a leading question would be, "Do you make the smart, healthy choice to exercise every day?" Don't ask things they can't answer. If it's outside of their scope of knowledge, don't ask it. An example of this might be asking, "How many plastic bags have you used in the past month?" Most people will have no idea, but people generally want to be helpful, so they will make up an answer for you. And made-up answers are worse than no answer, because then you think you know something when really you don't. So be careful not to ask things your participants will not know. Carefully position sensitive questions. Even if you promise the survey is anonymous, people don't want to admit to things they feel will make them look bad. If you're asking something sensitive, position the behavior as something others might do as well, or something that is normal. For example, instead of just saying, "How often do you clean up after your pet when you take your pet for a walk?" you might instead start with, "It's often difficult to scoop your pet's waste when you're out for a walk." Then ask the question. This lets them know that it's understandable if they can't always pick up after their pet. Test it first. Questions that seem perfectly clear to you may be clear as mud to other people. Ask others to try it out before you run your survey. It's especially important to test it with people from your target audience. Better yet, ask them how to help you improve it. Finally, experiments can really help you see what works. Experiments are a bit more technical, but incredibly powerful. Experiments test specific interventions in a controlled way. You change one thing and see what happens. For example, suppose your city wants to boost curbside recycling. You design a friendly experiment. For half of the households in a neighborhood, there is no change. The other half receives a personalized postcard with a message. "Hey, Susan Riley," or whatever their name is, "we noticed your recycling has dropped a bit. Did you know every bottle counts? Let's keep it up." After a month, you compare the bin weights and participation rates. If it turns out the personal postcard group recycled more, then you know that a little social nudge can increase recycling. The key here is control. Change only one variable at a time and hold everything else constant. This is very important. If you change more than one thing, you won't know which thing led to the result. At its heart, social marketing is about removing barriers and offering solutions that make behavior change easier, not harder. Formative research helps you figure out what's getting in the way, what might motivate change, how best to reach and support your audience. It's detective work with a purpose, and your audience is giving you the clues. You just have to listen. Formative research doesn't have to be intimidating. You get to listen, learn, and build real understanding before building a solution. And that means when you do launch your program, it's far more likely to succeed. So go forth and be curious. And remember, your target audience aren't actually targets. They're partners in making change happen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.